Good evening and welcome to a chilly SAFC Fancast. Let me get this.
We're off to a hot start. Wow. Complain about me not being ready and
I was ready. I did this on purpose.
Sure. Ready just like J Check right there. Can't see anything.
Well, is that J Check or is that the Abdominal Snowman?
I know. Can you move your arms? I can't move my arms.
I can move my arms.
Wow. So he's not from A Christmas Story.
He's not held hostage by somebody.
Wow. I can't even ask to blink twice if you're in trouble.
Matt, how are you?
Good. Trying to get over this toothache, but it's about
Hey, where were you last night?
home.
So Jay was playing South San, and Taft was playing on the field next door. So you could have supported both of your home schools. Both were both lost. That's probably why you didn't come, because they both lost. But Rafa showed up here, driving in from Laredo, making it in for that here. Rafa,
last night.
Huh?
I'm trying to remember what I did last night. I don't remember.
Well, obviously you had a toothache, evidently. Lay off the sweets.
No, it's my wisdom. The wisdom tooth.
How do you still have wisdom teeth?
I have all four. And I tried to tell the dentist when I did braces to take them out. No, you'll be okay.
Does anybody else have their wisdom teeth as adults?
I had mine as of 2 years ago, and I got mine out. So what was that? I was 35 or 36. Do not wait that long. I will say it's very important. Do not wait that long. The longer you wait, the further they'll grow into your jaw. I had to have bone grafts because it formed holes between my mouth and my sinus cavity, and you get infections that way pretty easily. So they had to put bone grafts up there. So don't wait. Get it done as soon as you can. Teenagers and kids that are in your early 20s, get it done. Because the longer you wait, the more complications that can happen because of it.
I had mine out at 13 and 14, and both of my kids had them out last year, 16.
That explains your lack of wisdom.
Well,
I mean, I've still got mine, and I don't know if it was dentist or orthodontist, but one of them said if they're not bothering you, there's no reason to take them out. So I don't know. I mean, that is very much reactive rather than proactive, but hey, they're the ones with the medical degrees. Hey, if you're going to be like that, I'll show you.
Is it medical or dental degrees? I thought it's a dental degree.
I don't know if dentists
It's so you still have to go to medical school, but instead of doing a residency, you go to dental school. So to be honest with you, you end up going to school longer to become a dentist than you do to become a regular family practice doctor. So yeah, you have the same biology degree, you still go to med school, but instead of doing a residency, so take what you want from that.
And before we get to Rafa, if you're a race fan, this weekend is the 24-hour Rolex race here. On what is it? What's the one that
It's a 24 hours of Le Mans in Daytona, isn't it?
Yeah. Sponsored by Rolex. All it says is Rolex 24, but I always enjoy it because it's the start of, hey, football's coming over, and auto racing and the spring sports are coming up here. Rafa, welcome back from your travels. I'm assuming you've been iced out on travels at least early this coming week.
Yeah, I'll be heading to Austin on Tuesday, so I'll be up there till Friday. Just got back from Laredo, and then just finished doing an episode of Inside Texas High School Soccer with Coach Cano. So we just unveiled our RPIs for the state, and we interviewed the coach from Katie Freeman.
Nice, good interview. I only trolled twice, so that was good.
As like I said, just FYI, the Canning Lady Cougars did not play yesterday. So like I said, they didn't play yesterday. They had a bye. So the
Oh
soccer
wow,
op-
you're
soccer-
getting routed out here,
so
J-Check. His room is the hottest in the house, being upstairs. Don't let him fool you.
It is.
Wow.
Encouraging everyone to stay warm. Okay, I'm setting an example here. I'll be perfectly
Slammed.
honest. My head is getting a little warm, but if it inspires someone to make sure they're warm, cool.
You just need to talk.
What?
Just need to talk.
4454. Ouch! I still have mine.
Put it back on. Put it back on. Ah!
Sam, good evening. It's freaking cold. Could be colder.
Wow. Way to bring up the energy in the podcast. Could be colder. Thanks, Grandpa. Jeez.
Well, I got more gray, so I guess, hey. Royce, we missed the schedule discussion with you. We'll let you highlight the games you wanted to highlight, and we're not going to go into full details, but as Jonathan mentioned, or I believe you mentioned and Jonathan mentioned, time frames have been released, pretty standard. There's a couple of special ones in there. Matt wants to do a breakfast tailgate, even though the game's at 3:00. That doesn't make sense, but hey, it is what it is.
A brunch.
Correct. A brunch tailgate would make a lot more sense there, game as, and it would be a lot better to market it that way as a brunch. But no, I mean, y'all covered it pretty well. What we normally see in a season, what we've seen probably the past 5 seasons for SAFC, is a very long road trip toward the end of the season. That's kind of the make or break road trip for the schedule. And this year it's in April, May? So it's a very early long road trip, and then the rest is fairly well balanced and a lot of home games. So that's good for SAFC. I think that sets up well, especially going into the playoffs. We do play a couple teams 3 times, which will be interesting. That'll be kind of the first time we go through that, and that has to do with the lack of balance in the what does that look for? That's the lack of balance in the conferences. Which you understand, it is what it is. We play El Paso 3 times. We play New Mexico 3 times. I believe we play Colorado Springs 3 times. So we play a bunch of teams 3 times. Don't give me that look. Don't look at me with that tone of voice. Anyway,
and we don't play Corpus.
Yeah, that's kind of strange, right? Well, I mean, we'll see about the U.S. Open Cup. But yeah,
in the U.S. Open Cup, because the U.S. Open Cup's cut down.
Oh really? Wow. Okay. That's right, because it's like the teams that made the playoffs last year.
Yes.
Or in that's who qualifies for U.S. Open Cup, which.
So it's not really a
stinks.
Open Cup.
But yeah, exactly. But they are in our group in the RIP Jägermeister Cup, the tire
Prinks Tires Cup.
Prinks Tires, yeah. I mean, somebody put up money for it, which cool. Prize money's decent, so you can't complain about that. Go buy their tires, go support their business. They're supporting the league, whatever. If you want to, that's your decision. But yeah, I don't really have a lot else to say that hasn't been covered. We did get times. SAFC is doing the normal 7:30 start time, except for one game that is going to be a 3:30 start time at Toyota Field, by the way. And then from June until the end of August, it'll be 8:00 start times, which is the normal summer schedule that they have to try to beat the heat. And then we have a couple away games that are some interesting times. I believe there's a 4:00 start time in Sacramento, which is a 2:00 local time, which that's a choice.
No, it's 6 p.m. Central.
Oh, so I got that messed up. Okay, so 6 p.m. Central, which is a 4:00 start time. Yeah,
but the fact that these 2 afternoon games are on Sundays, so that's something noteworthy. Maybe national TV. Who knows?
I think it's safe to assume that those will be on big CBS Kins 5 if you're in the San Antonio area. So that'll be fun. That'll be cool. I really did enjoy except for the loss against Phoenix. I really didn't enjoy the day game that we had last season. Looking forward to the one this season because I really think Toyota Field shines during the day. At night, it looks really nice, but I think it really shines during the day. So looking forward to that. Anyway, let's get back on the topic of tonight. Let's start with the Harry. Let's go over what we're going to talk about today.
So we're going to start off with, and I'll kick it to Jonathan, something that we did not do at all last year, a MLS loan. This one from New England Revolution, and it's a center back. Jonathan, what did the release and what did your expertise come to with Mr. Thiago Suarez?
Well, not much expertise required. I mean, I'm just going off what SAFC says, but SAFC acquires Thiago Suarez, announced it a couple hours before their friendly, first preseason friendly yesterday on Friday. So, but it bolsters the center back depth. You already had 3 guys. Now you've got a 4th. So shouldn't be any lack of depth there. And interestingly, I will say, yes, SAFC is getting him from the Revolution, but he came up through the Sacramento Republic Academy, even made 6 appearances for them in 2022 before joining the Revs, I think even before the end of that year, really. So a real statement of ambition and intent there that they said, hey, we're not going to wait around. We want him now. Although it was the end of the season. But anyway, I digress. Then he makes 50 appearances with the Revs MLS Next Pro team over 2 seasons, and then 22 appearances with Birmingham Legion last year, was among the team leaders in a number of defensive categories. So from what it sounds like, a guy who is fairly proven at this level.
At 20
it'll
years
be
old.
Interesting. Yeah, it'll be fairly interesting to see what he's able to get in terms of time, because you've got some experienced and talented center backs already. So you would hope maybe he's able to learn a lot from them. Now, of course, the unfortunate thing is he's not SAFC's player. But this may be, if the Revs have perhaps decided he's not going to be a guy for the first team down the road, if he's got options, this gives SAFC maybe a bit of an advantage. He says, okay, I've been there before. I know how they run things. So can't really complain about it, I suppose.
Matthew, any thoughts on a loan or a center back that's coming in from MLS?
Not really. I mean, I wasn't. I'm just one of those where like, cool. We don't know any. I mean, obviously, I don't know anything about him. So, and I tried to do research that day, and from what I heard, he was okay. So.
You mean MLS Matt doesn't know anything about an MLS player? Wow.
He's not
my team.
Houston or Austin.
Yeah, it's not my team.
Yeah.
If he's not Dallas, Austin, or Houston.
I'd love to hear you talk about every single player in the USL Championship, Royce. Let's go.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Do you want alphabetical or do you want by height?
I want them based on the number of wisdom teeth they still have.
That's crazy.
Okay. I have the medical records. Unfortunately, that's a HIPAA violation to announce in public, but I made sure everybody has their signature. I'm joking. Of course, I don't have that. Ridiculous.
But like I said, it was pretty unique. I mean, it's like we've said, we haven't had an MLS player in a hot minute, so it's pretty good to see them still reaching out to the higher league to get some loans out.
Hey, Sam, you're not crazy about it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but for the most part, we haven't had the best of luck with these MLS players. I believe there's a player that just scored in Champions League this last year.
Yeah, no kidding.
This last week, that was a loan player from what was it?
Was it Tanny?
From Minnesota. And we had, and the season before that, another MLS loan that led us to a championship. And
we've had a couple of duds from Dallas.
We've had a lot of duds from Dallas. Let's be honest with you. We've had a lot. Well, one got sold. One got sold, and we never really got to see what Mulatto can do.
Well, he didn't do shit when he was on the field.
We had that one left back that kept getting hurt. I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
No, that was from Houston.
No, he's from Dallas.
I think they've had guys from Dallas and Houston. I would be nice and just not name them, but suffice it to say, there have been a couple good players that have come through on MLS loans.
For sure. You're never going to hit 100%. It's always going to be hit or miss, and you don't know where they are in their on their journey, but we've had more successes than misses from MLS loans for sure.
Dane St. Clair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, Canada's national goalie, and he's going to be Inter Miami.
Oh my god!
Yeah, he's getting paid in Miami.
Don Garber's just letting Beckham do whatever he wants to do. It doesn't matter. He just wants the clicks. And it's same thing with Al Hilal in the Saudi league. As long as they win, then everyone's eyes are going to be on the league, and that's all they want. What competition? What rules?
But anyways, Rafa, Royce, your thoughts on the young center back? My question is does he push for a starting spot?
I wonder.
It does.
I think it depends on what the terms of that loan contract. If he has to have a certain amount of appearances, I mean, it's good to have some depth in that area because we were hurting that this past season. You know, when we lost Tainer for a few games and so forth. Like I said, he's an up and coming good prospect. I think his New England kind of thinks highly of him, and I'm sure he'll fit right in with us. Good size. Like I said, only 20 years old, so it's going to be hopefully the only thing we're hoping that New England doesn't have a bunch of injuries and they have to recall him back. So, So I think he's a good piece. And like I said, it's been a while since we had like a loan. We didn't have one last year, and usually we do make a little splash. We had a couple, some of these type of players, but it's good to have him, and I think he'll earn a lot from a couple of experienced center backs that we already have on the roster. That's going to help him out, and he's just an upside to that. So I look forward to seeing him play on the pitch.
Royce?
Yeah, no, for sure. He looks a good player. He's 6'5". He's got the size, and I'm interested to see if this really allows Yamosa to try to go after kind of a three in the back look that he tried to go to late in the season, which is why they got Dolmeyer from El Paso to try to put him in the middle. They also had Salim that they would put in the middle sometimes for a back three. So I think this is a big step up from those two. And probably to try to change it up with the formation change to get three at the back with him in the middle. And I think that might work pretty darn well. So, solid loan signing, and looking forward to seeing kind of the how what's the word I want? How versatile he is and how versatile he makes the team and the formation they can play.
My thought, the reason why they bring him in is because Tainer's 31, Corneli's 31, and Sohei's 31. Where you could put him in and kind of rotate, because he does play both, according to Transfermarkt. He does play both right center back and left center back, to where you could kind of rotate, do a rotation between the three of them, and that way you don't have the injuries and alleviate some card issues that sometimes comes up with certain players for me. So to me, I like the signing, or pardon me, the loan. I'm not really a signing for that here, which puts SAFC's roster at 20 at this point, along those lines here. So I do think that there's probably 3-4 more positions where they may try to fill before the start of the camp. Jonathan, with your inside information, I know you also had, I want to say, your first
Article of the year.
Well, not article, but your first official
media availability, interviews,
media
that kind of thing.
availability. I was going to say interview.
Yes.
And I know you do have an article out on bluishmoonblog.wordpress.com about this upcoming year about SAFC is aiming higher and starting stronger in La Mosa's second year. But your thoughts or any inside information of possibly last couple of roster spots that they fill out before the season, if possible, and your thoughts on the initial opening of camp since that did open up.
Yeah. First of all, thanks for the nice softball there. Almost as if you know that I mentioned in that article and that it was something Yamosa addressed because I asked specifically, what areas are you still looking to add some guys in? And what he said was definitely a goalkeeper. Now, whether that's someone who is going to be firmly number one, who's going to be pushing presumably Sanchez, competing with him for the number one, who knows? And right back as well, something that they said they're looking for. Perhaps that's why when we get into the lineup later, you'll see a guy who was usually more on the left side last year of defense started on the right. And then potentially also a midfielder, he said. He justified that by saying Icky Hernandez is out injured for a couple weeks. Now, I think if a guy's injured out for a couple weeks, I don't know that is exactly a reason to specifically be looking for another whole midfielder. So that's a little strange to me. But maybe there's just something they see where, we were thinking we needed a little more depth in this area anyway. This guy's got an injury. If this is a recurring problem, we need more cover. So those are the three areas where he really talked about it. As for the start of preseason, like I said, it's kind of there in the headline. You can read I don't know exactly how long it ended up being, but, based on the interviews we did Thursday and some of the information we've got, looking at how, okay, this is the second year under Carlos Yamosa. They've established a foundation. Last year wasn't terrible. It could have been better. They know that. They acknowledge that. But having that foundation, having a year under their belts, and particularly bringing so many guys back, that was another thing they mentioned being a positive. They definitely want to build on it this year. They have some ideas on how they're going to do that. And there are a few other positives in preseason that I'll leave for the article. So
Rafa wants Kyle Jennings.
Well, that's my question, and we'll kind of get to it maybe when we do the lineups with versus Austin, because they did already play against Austin. But I do want to touch on a couple, and this will probably be Royce's wheelhouse, at least with one. The other one's obviously not USA, but the recent announcement that Landry Walker has been named to the United States U17 national team ahead, or U.S. Youth National Team camp ahead of the World Cup qualifiers for CONCACAF. Royce, I know you're our Team USA guy. Your thought about Landry Walker getting a call up, and I believe, if memory serves me right, this is multiple age groups that he's got a call up for.
Right, but it's mostly for it's a camp for the U17 national team to compete. Hopefully in the next, well, I don't know if he'll still be under 17 for the next World Cup, but it'll be, I believe, at least to make the team. And next competition should be the Gold Cup, I think, for U17, and I think Landry should be able to participate if he makes the squad. Obviously, this is just a camp. This is bringing him in and trying to decide who the squad is. But this definitely means that he's on that short list to make the competitive squad. So that's very exciting. One other player from all of USL was called in, a kid from Orange County. So
who had just signed from the Union, who's going to be probably making the trek to
Correct. And the reason I was going to get to the entire reason he signed to Orange County is because he wants to go to Europe in a year, and through MLS he would not be able to do that. So, exactly. So this is kind of that level that Landry is showing to be on is a kid that's going to make that jump to Europe. Sounds like Landry's right at that level. So that's really exciting. And I mean, good luck to the kid. We'll see what he does. SAFC Academy also had another kid called up. I'm sure we'll probably hit that, but I'll touch on it real quick.
Angel Mercado was named to the U20 Puerto Rico national team heading into Carousel February 21st through the 24th for that here.
Correct. So those are two really exciting things. But I believe this past summer, the U17 World Cup already happened. We got eliminated by Morocco. Completely unrelated, we also participated in the U20 World Cup where we got eliminated by Morocco. So there you go. Yeah, so Morocco, that's kind of where I'm at. Seems to be an issue there. Apparently Senegal has their number, but yeah.
Dude, the AFCON final was wild, dude.
That was fun. That was very dramatic, ridiculous, but fun.
CONCACAFing, but AFCON, I think.
Yeah.
Rafa, you may be able to speak to this. May raise the stakes on CONCACAFing to AFCON.
It reminds me of that movie, The Dictator. that's AFCON right there. Yeah, it's always it's like a novella there when it comes to that tournament and stuff. And then you had one team that eliminated their select team because they didn't. Yeah, it's something. But
it was crazy. You had a team that walked off the pitch in the final.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and then you had this fighting in the stands or fighting with the security on the field. It was nuts.
Well, I mean, even before that, you had a penalty disallowed for Senegal, which should have been a penalty, and then you had a complete no call happen. Moroccan player flopped. VAR intervenes and tells the ref, "You need to come look at this." He looks at it, and after 10 minutes, decides to finally give a penalty for no reason. And then that's why they get off the pitch. Which it's not even the beginning of all this. The beginning of all this is that Senegal got off their train to, I believe Marrakesh is where the game was, got off the train, no security, all sorts of, a big mob met them at the train station, zero security. So Senegal had to kind of put their jackets over their heads and get out of there so they weren't accosted by the angry mob that showed up, the pro-Moroccan angry mob. Got to their hotel, all sorts of issues there. So this was kind of a lot of things happening at once, everything coming to a head. And apparently, from what I've heard, what's been reported is that Sadio Mane went to the locker room after Senegal had gone off the field and said, "Hey, they're going to kick us out of the World Cup. So we've got to figure this out. Like, do we want to actually show up to the World Cup or do we want this to be our stand?" So then the whole team was like, "Yeah, I guess we got to go face the music." Moroccan player tries to kick a Panenka right into the hands of the Senegal goalkeeper, and then Senegal scores 2 goals and added extra time. Man, you want drama, you want fun. That game was wild.
Amazing.
Wild.
So, other news, SAFC is finally listening to me. SAFC2, although I'd prefer to use SanAntonio FC 2, since we're in San Antonio, is going to be playing in USL League Two. Matt, I expect to see the second team of FTC 210 learning their chops during the summer, at the League Two, depending on where they play. I believe that's the Jackals, right? That would be going there.
I was about to say that.
Can they even chant?
I was about to say that, but
sorry for the cheap shot, but it was there.
I was gonna say Junior could take the Jackals and teach them something, but
Hey, we're gonna need a junior FTC the 210 for their games.
But yeah, when I
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, but in all seriousness, I think this is something that SAFC should have already had in place. I think it will be great for the academy players. I think it will be great for SanAntonio FC to be able to give young players the ability to get time and they play, I want to say, from May to July-ish, because it's in the summer that they play. I will say USL League Two or USL League Two is growing. I may do a podcast on that a little bit later when we get closer to it. Because there's still teams that are coming in, but everybody's favorite Fort Worth Barrecos are. I can't say it. Vaqueros are in there. Laredo Heat. West Texas recently came over. Their Corpus Christi was in. I don't know if they're going to still have a League Two team or if it's just going to be a League One. Teams from Houston, so should be a fun thing. I do wonder where they could possibly play. I think it'll be at Toyota Field. I know there's some discussion on that. But per USL League Two, there's Central Texas Lobos up in the Buda Kyle area, where a good friend of the show, David, owns the team up there. Also is in League Two, so should be lots of fun rivalries. For that here,
when I saw it, quite a few people reached out and asked if we were going to do those games, and I was like, I guess. I mean, why not? There'll be champ practice, I guess. But I mean,
do you think they play at Star since they have that one field that's converted for where they?
You got to have 1,000 seats according to League Two. You got to have a stadium that's 1,000. It's got to have lights. It's got to have a score.
Well, they have lights there unless they put a bunch of bleachers around there.
I think it would be I think it would either be at Toyota Field or at one of the high school stadiums in the area.
Heroes.
I don't think they want to play on turf.
USL League Two in the Alamo Dome. Who says no?
No.
SAFC because of the cost to rent the Alamo Dome.
I mean, another place that can probably play is at the UTSA women's soccer field.
Ooh, that is a good shout. Yeah.
I think that'd be good.
Spicy. Yeah, I think.
Does that have
they have plenty of
seating. Got lights. Got seating.
Lights. Got seating. Got a locker room too.
System. Yeah.
Got a parking lot.
Can't tailgate, but yeah.
I have tailgated many times on the near the UTSA campus.
You think that stopped people tailgating at Heroes?
All you got to do is just go right down the road to the reserve and those apartments. You can tailgate all you want, bro.
That's the crazy part.
That's actually not a bad shout though, because it does seat approximately 1,000 per venue according to the UTSA website. So
I mean, you think because they have that relationship, because they do play that game with the UTSA and UIW, at Toyota. I think this would be a good little partnership to put them there. It'd be nice. Plus, you could showcase, kind of put them in a different area. That way, a lot more people can go to those games, especially kind of like a younger crowd. So I think that'd be a great spot to have them there.
That is a good shout.
Yeah, and at the same rate, right across the street from the UTSA soccer complex is the SAFC futsal court.
Mm-hmm.
Over there near the library by the park across the street. So, and
it's also near the Spurs practice facility. What is it? The Rock, I think is what it's called.
It's technically closer to than Toyota Field, but yeah, I guess so.
Well, not technically, it is closer. It's on that side of town.
But it's not close. It's miles away. It's like five miles away. But anyway,
Okay, this is
continue.
5 miles is close.
Continue. This is semantics.
Here's
continue.
a question for you, Royce, since Aldrin Rodriguez. Hey guys, whatever happened to Paredes?
Paredes. So Paredes yesterday posted a video of him playing the soccer ping pong with the headers. So he's still going through his rehab on his torn ACL. Torn ACL normally for football and baseball takes anywhere from 6 to 9 months to recover from. Soccer, it's a little bit longer. It's a little bit more involved. He is back in Colombia and he is without squad. So, and he is not going to be healthy to return until probably halfway through the season. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there if he signs for a club there in Colombia or if SAFC comes knocking and sees if he wants to give it another go. I hear we have a League Two side that may need some roster to fill. So maybe he gets signed there, scores a couple goals, and then gets called up. Hey, this is what it's kind of setting up for is you go there, you show us you could do it there, and then you can make it on the first team.
He's already shown us he can do it on the first team, though.
I think for
also for what it's worth,
saying, dog.
Be a good rehab for him there.
Yeah. Also, for what it's worth, though, even in the first team, I mean, you've already got Christian Sordo and Christian Pirano. Like, the position's more crowded than last year. He'd have more competition.
Which is good. That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
It's debatable whether SAFC wants to do overkill like that, though. Now, of course, if one of them gets injured, sure, maybe they go sniffing around. But it was not one of the areas that you most had talked about, so don't hold your breath, folks.
So here's my question about that League Two. Is it more to try to get homegrown?
So personally, I think it is definitely a way to try to keep those homegrown players because the SAFC Academy has lost a lot of players to Austin right down the road. Yeah. So this is definitely a strategy to keep those players in to say, hey, just because you're not playing for the first team doesn't mean you're not. We still have that upper level to play for competitively. And then if you impress there, then there's a pathway. So it's just a continuation of the path to pro that SAFC set up. And this is just going to be an even better thing, an even bigger thing as the pyramid continues to, dare I say, legitimize with ProRel. So, yeah, this is definitely that. It's a continuation of the path to pro model that SAFC has set up.
It's basically our version.
10, 11 years ago.
It's basically our version of MLS Next. That's kind of what it is.
Yep.
So we got a farm team is what I'm hearing.
Which is not bad to have. It's not bad to have because especially with our academy players, and if you saw last year, a lot of them that had to get called up to play, you can tell there was a big drop off on the level. So this was going to help them out, at least play close to that level. And then if they do get called up, at least they're that gap's going to be, they'll close that gap as far as, the style and the speed of the game too.
Where this comes into play is for Dimitri and Joey, the young players that aren't getting minutes. This allows them to be able to hopefully get minutes with them through their hair. In my opinion.
And to answer Aldrin's question, I'll ask, but that is a good question. But it'll probably be separate ticketing. If maybe you can add it to what you got, but I don't. That's a good question.
So next up, and this will lead into our final topic for the night here. SAFC released its preseason schedule on the 21st and then played 2 days later. All games are closed, by the way, so don't get excited. 21st against Austin FC, which we'll go over. February 4th against Matt. February 14th, Valentine's Day in Dallas versus FC Tulsa. The 18th against UIW at Toyota Field. The 21st against Matt 2 at Toyota Field. And then, and I'm kind of sad to see this, on the 28th against Corpus Christi, which is also closed, which I think is not really cool. I think it would have done well ticket-wise with Corpus Christi fans coming up and the SAFC fans. So I think that's a missed marketing on there. We'll go around, starting with you, Matt. Any thoughts on the preseason schedule? I know we get the Dynamo twice for that here, Dynamo and Dynamo Junior.
I did reach out to Foxtrot to see if they can help me out with if they're getting to go. So hopefully they go and can get us some insight. With the others, it'd be cool to see. I mean, UIW. I mean, they're all at Toyota Field. All you gotta do is just stand on that hill, and you really want to watch it. So it is what it is. But yeah, it's a good lineup. Good little test. I think that the one I really want to look forward to is that Tulsa one. See if they're everybody's first teamers are going to be out, or if it's just see what, or if it's a, what do you call it, a placement finder.
Depends on the weather, I think, for those.
Yeah.
Jonathan, any thoughts from the media side or from your personal side?
I mean, I'd say it's a good mix of teams, which is what they usually do. And this also kind of proves to me that while SAFC went away from playing some of those college teams under Alan Marcina, this is the second year in a row now that they've had at least one match against a college team. So they clearly see some value in it again. Now, I feel like under Powell, there were times where they played 3, maybe even 4 of those teams. They really packed preseason in. I guess just wanted to get guys a lot of minutes. But it's interesting to see those kinds of teams coming back into the fold. I agree Corpus would have been probably a good option for an open preseason match, particularly since that was one that was open down in Corpus last year. So would have been kind of neat to have the reverse fixture and say, hey, welcome to the professional ranks, guys. I will also say, I don't know if you noticed me chuckling a bit earlier, Harry, but you said, hey, SAFC's listening to me. And I kind of thought, well, maybe in this one thing, maybe in, starting a 2-team. But in terms of having an open preseason match, went in the wrong direction from you.
Or a TV channel, so, or a TV partner.
They'll probably just announce. Well, I don't even. Is Bally or whatever even still?
No,
Are they going bankrupt or whatever?
now.
Okay,
It's
yeah, FanDuel.
So yeah, it went from Bally's to FanDuel, and now they are going bankrupt because they're losing. The big channel that keeps gaining more and more and more sports, which I'm interested to see, is the channel that's owned and headed by the Dude Perfect guys, Victory Plus. Stars are on there, Blues are on there, Texas Rangers are on there, baseball. They have 3 other Major League Baseball teams that got dropped from FanDuel. They have 3 other hockey teams as well, the St. Louis Blues, the Anaheim Ducks. They had every single high school playoff game in Texas there. So that is a channel that is expanding for sure. And I'll be interested to see where they continue from there. So that would be an interesting one.
Just go to
I heard a rumor that the what's that other channel where they have boxing and all that?
The Zone.
The Zone.
Yeah, I heard that was taking over FanDuel.
I think FanDuel's just going to is liquidating all their contracts, and whoever what used to be a broadcast on them is just looking for other people. So they're just going to go. Whoever used to broadcast through them is just going to go find somewhere else to broadcast. That's all.
So what happens when you give a bunch of coupons for sports bets?
So moving on, we played the Broccoli. The lineup, and this is how I think they lined up. If I need to correct it, you can let me know. Richard Sanchez, Blanco, Tainter, Canali, Akeem Ward, Maldonado, Barone, Jorge, Sorto, Patino, and Luke Hawkinson started the first half. Is that where we anticipate where they were lined up? Do we need to make changes? You guys' thoughts on the lineup?
Considering last season, I think Richard Sanchez would be much further out from his goal, but that's about all I would say on positioning. It's tough. Damn, I didn't need to do that. I'm sorry.
Well, there is a comment here. Let me see here. Gabriel, and I'm hoping he keeps the keeper in goal and not coming out of the box as much. So
that's tough. That's so tough.
To me, I like Sorto. Patino, I'd rather have somebody else than Luke out on the wing, just for the speed aspect of it. But I guess if you're possession along those lines, through there here, Jorge and Mikey, with Lucio in the middle between them or back behind them, depending on how far that they're up. And then Ward and Blanco. Are we getting Blanco of 2024 or are we getting Blanco of 2025, I think is the question.
I think last year was just an unfortunate year of injuries for him, and I hope he finds his form. I mean, not even a year and a half ago, he was a starter for El Salvador, right?
Yep. El Salvador.
So yeah, I did not want to screw that
Carolina?
up. It's one of those blue, the blue countries in Central America. But yeah, he was a starter for El Salvador not a year and a half ago at left back. So I'm hoping he can find that form. Hopefully he got a good, solid offseason and he's coming back healthy and he stays healthy. Because he, in his form, he's one of the best left backs in the league in his form. So hopefully he can stay healthy and he can contribute.
Matt, any thoughts on the lineup here?
I do have one question.
All right.
Was Pirano and not like no show? I know we're not going to.
He was not on the. From my understanding, he did not make an appearance. Jonathan can check me on that, but I don't believe he was listed on there, having coming in to play.
Well, I mean, other than that,
neither was Nicky.
I agree.
Jonathan already mentioned Nicky is out due to injury.
But I do agree with you. I kind of want. I just think Luke needs to come off the bench.
So if Pirano's in there, he probably plays here, right? Where Luke is.
Yeah. That's probably why probably Luke started, because Pirano wasn't there. So that's where you're gonna put. You're able, whatever bodies you have out there for the trip, that's who you put there. So, but I think you put Pirano, since he's left-footed, you put him on the right side. That's where you're going to be able to cut inside and take a shot. So I think more likely that's who's going to be your starter on that side.
Royce, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I've just seen some cryptic messages on Pirano's social media, so I don't know where he's at. I don't know. I haven't even seen pictures of him in training camp. And then, and from what we had reported earlier in the show from Jacek, Nicky is apparently hurt. So, I mean, it's going to happen. And Pirano's not the first player not to show up in the first week of training camp. We've seen that many times with different coaches, obviously, but we'll see what happens there. But yeah, it just kind of seems like it's early in training camp. No need to panic. And I'm sure coach and the organization have everything set up the way they want to. So we'll see what happens.
Especially with visas now being more sensitive, we'll just say, to keep it PC. That him not showing up at this time, not really a concern, because let's not forget we had a player that signed but could not make it here and did make it for 2 years, I want to believe. in USL. Second half, although there was one substitution, Grieve came in for Patino. Hopefully it's not due to an injury. And it's just a minutes thing, keeping Patino's numbers down. Alex Grieve came in. Second half was Pacheco, Grieve, Dimitri, Landry Walker, Leo Urita, a trialist, Buckmaster, Swohe, Tiago, and a trialist with Joey getting the start between the pipes in the second half. I kind of thought it was interesting that they coded Landry and Leo. So I have a feeling, even though they haven't been announced, they'll probably be on Pro Academy contracts for this upcoming year. To me, this tells me, and I know we didn't, it wasn't discussed. I think they need another forward outside of Patino and Grieve, as well as far as for the here. If not, we're going to run into another situation where Rafa's yelling at him again.
Say it, Rafa. Who do you want?
Well, I mean, the guy puts goals. I don't know why you can't get Cal Jennings to come in. I mean,
you got Patino.
Yeah, but you can. Hey, having two deadly number 9s up front, we've had that before, and look what it brought us a championship. So it doesn't hurt to have two lethal ones up front.
Jonathan, you feel like you got something to say? Hold on, Matt. Jonathan's itching to go. I can tell.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Listen, I don't know anything about Jennings as a person or anything. And he's, there are all kinds of players around this league that we don't really know that much about unless anything comes out. But it may be the kind of guy that SAFC looked at, maybe inquired and decided, you know what, he doesn't quite fit what we're trying to build. He is asking for more money than we think he's worth. There are all kinds of reasons. Listen, if money was no object, if you just wanted to bring in all the best players, then sure, yeah, I guess you sniff around him. But it's a lot more nuanced.
What Lexington's doing,
It'd be Lexington or Louisville.
Or the Los Angeles Dodgers and just defer everyone's contract.
Or Miami FC.
Royce, your thoughts?
Do you think we need another number 6?
That's the one that I've said. That is the most important thing that I think we need. We need a dependable 6. Last year, Barone, he's young. That's the big thing. He's young. He has a lot of potential. A big issue that I saw constantly happen in the midfield is that he would get sucked in out of position, and Soto would have to cover for him, and Soto would have to take a lot of yellow cards because his double pivot cover was no longer double pivot, and he was isolated in the middle. That happened a lot last season. So considering that, I think we need a top-of-the-line 6, and I hope SAFC is looking for one. Because I think that is the most glaring need that this squad has, is that. I think they've addressed a lot of the offensive problems, a lot of the service problems, a lot of the space issues that we had last season. I think we've addressed a lot of it. The big thing to address is that starting 6. I'm just not sure if I'm sure Lucio has the potential. I just don't think he's at that level right now, and I think we need to have that player there in the 6 to really put this team together to compete for another cup.
And I think that kind of covers that. And then so the end result was a 0-0 draw, although Jonathan, you kind of found something that was a little bit funny.
Yeah, so don't ask me why, but I decided, let me see if SAFC, they didn't send out, as far as I'm aware, they didn't send out any sort of recap from yesterday's match. But then I look at the website, and lo and behold, it has SanAntonio FC drew 0-0 against MLS side Austin FC in its first preseason tune-up this year. The teams battled in a physical, strong defensive match that saw SAFC, that 18 SAFC first team players get time alongside academy members and trialists. So drew 0-0, right? Which explains why the scoring summary has SAFC 1-1, Alex Cronali, SAFC 2-1, trialist. I'm thinking maybe they just copied it from a recap they did last year. Problem is, I went back and looked at the recaps of preseason matches from last year and did not find one where Cronali scored. So I feel like it may have happened at one point, but it's not in any of the 2025 preseason matches. So I have no idea where that came from. But look, it's preseason for the players. It's preseason for the communication staff. These things happen. I know I've made mistakes in preseason and early in the season before.
They scored in mini games, I'll bet. That was probably he started scoring on the mini games, kind of.
I feel like they would have mentioned that though.
Kind of like what Coach Kano does when he does on his preseason games. He plays three halves. They probably did something like that, you know.
They could have easily mentioned that though. I mean, it's not like they're really telling us much about the matches anyway. So they could say, oh, and also just for fitness sake, we played an extra half hour or whatever. But they didn't. So yeah, it's just kind of a weird thing there. If anyone from the SAFC communications team is listening, feel free to explain if it was something other than, just you made a little oopsie and copied something from last year and forgot to change the scoring summary. But I thought it was amusing. But yeah,
I would rather not them watch us because we talk a lot of shit.
Oh yeah, for sure. But at the same time,
they do watch us. They watch us 100%. Somebody does.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, occasionally you see the little red dot on my forehead if I start.
No, they don't. No,
so.
Nobody watches us. Get out of here.
They do.
They do.
Swear.
100% they watch us.
We had an SG meeting and they found
Mm-hmm.
out a lot.
Love y'all. Sorry.
But yeah, just getting back to this first preseason match, I will say it's unfortunate that the most interesting thing we have to talk about really is this little recap snafu. And
I have some context to take out of some of the media that was released. No, a game summary wasn't released. No, we don't have, the typical great save from Batrowny, although we do see that in picture form. Quite a bit of last-minute defending. You could see Thiago Suarez going to the back line to protect the back line. Joey's out trying to save.
There's a mystery person.
So there's a mystery person that I pointed out, a very tall, big hair mystery person. We'll see if they are named later.
No,
not at all. So there's some context. They did release a short video on Facebook of Nelson Blanco really taking a nice defensive move. Somebody won the ball. I can't think off the top of my head. Somebody wins the ball in the corner. Blanco brings out, he's victorious with it and brings it out. A nice physical challenge. So it wasn't like a nice 0-0 friendly. It looked like a pretty physical match where neither team really wanted to lose. So it looked like a nice test for both teams. Patino looked like he was on the ball a couple times. Grieve looked like he was on the ball a couple times. So, it did look like there was a test both ways. Austin had a sub in the 30th minute. That doesn't seem like a scheduled thing, so it sounds like it was a pretty rough and tumble preseason match. So some of the context we could take out of the media, that was a big hair, from J-Check's big hair Sordo. It was not. It was definitely not Sordo. It was big curly hair. Not that kind. And he looked like playing, and he was in defense. He looked like it was on the left side of the defense. So definitely not Sordo. Definitely a trialist or somebody of some type. There was a trialist that was named on that left side back line. So there definitely was somebody in that position that was a trialist, and it looked like a trialist. So we'll see where that goes. But yeah, again, some of the context that we can take. That's pretty much all we have because we didn't get a report. Even Austin didn't really have much of a report. So They just said that it was a good physical test. So moving on. Let's see what happens next week.
But before we get to final comments here, I would like to say every fan base has a Harry where they overreact to preseason results. But me being the voice of reason, I had to say, hey, calm down, Austin FC fan. The most important thing, embracing my inner Royce, is just to get out of these games with no injuries. And then moving on to Sam's going to kick us off with final thoughts here. Gotta go. Driveway is frozen over, and my dumbass 17-year-old is about to go sliding down on a bodyboard. So, welcome to San Antonio.
Tight.
If you want to hear some better news, apparently there's a 20-car pileup on I-10.
How is that better, dude?
Yeah, that's not better. That's worse.
That's
Hopefully,
better than that one.
Hopefully everybody's okay.
There's worse than that.
Yeah, thank you. Hopefully everybody's okay in that 20-car pileup, I-10 and Junction. Please stay off the roads. Just stay off the roads if you don't need to be on the road right now. It is freezing rain outside right now. My kid and my wife were outside, and they said there is freezing rain, so ice is forming. Please, if you do not need to be on the road, do not be on the road.
Yeah, I-10's pretty much shut down all the way from San Antonio to about Ozona. So, yeah, don't get on the roads. And it looks like...
And I will say, it's kind of cool to see the pile-ups, but, having grown up in areas in Colorado where there is the ice and the snow, they are very dangerous, especially, and, even in California with the fog, you'd have that with deep fog. Just be careful, especially here in San Antonio. We get very little experience driving in icy roads for that here. So just
go
ahead.
Sorry.
Oh, you're
apparently, I get to stay home. My dad has to go in.
So, final thoughts. We'll start with you, Matt.
So, there's gonna be a lot of news from the SGs coming forward. We're gonna try to come up with a chant of practice day after Super Bowl because we don't want to disrupt everybody, and we know all the lovebirds love to go out on Valentine's Day. So we're gonna try to figure out when's the next one to do a chant practice. I was gonna try to postpone the weekend of the 21st because I thought I was going to Houston, but looks like I'm not. So we're gonna see whether between the last 2 weeks we'll have chant practice, and we're gonna give out more news. If y'all do follow on the SAFC page that we've created, the supporter groups created, we are trying to promote the chant app a little more, so that way everybody can know what chant we're doing and when we are doing it. It has that feature. So if you do have the chant app through us, please make sure your phone number is updated on it for notifications for tailgates, upcoming news, anything supporter group related. Also, be on the lookout for a lot of news with us and SAFC. You will see a lot more of that. We'll have our own jersey reveal soon. We came up with a kit. Another new kit. Scarves I'm working on. It's that one. I'm trying to work on if I get some more time. And then also, yeah, I mean that's about it. Almost all for SG news. Like I said, if y'all want to be part of the chant app, just DM FTC, the San Antonio's Twitter, or X account, Facebook, Instagram. If y'all have it, just DM us your email and we'll add you on, and I'll let you know. Or whoever's doing it, we'll let you know if we put it in, so that way y'all can start looking around and getting used to the chant app. But like I said, a lot of new things coming this year, guys. We're hoping, like I said, hopefully soon, even probably on the show, we'll release the jersey that we're coming up with for this year for us, and hopefully soon also for the scarf if anybody wants to get the scarf this year. But other than that, if I missed anything, Rafa, I think that's about it. Tailgate info and everything will be on that Chan app as well, and I'll still be posting on social media. Or so whoever gets a chance to do it will post on social media. So just keep a lookout.
Jonathan, if you want to kind of highlight Bluish Moon blog and kind of what to expect from you for this upcoming season, or at least the preseason for that here, or whatever your final thoughts are.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we alluded to it earlier, but put out my first article of the year. Had to kind of get back into that rhythm of, okay, go to training, transcribe these quotes, put everything together. So came out, this today, Saturday. But I feel like typically with these features, it takes a little more time to process it rather than, the previews, of course. I already kind of know what I want to do. But yeah, so if you haven't seen it yet, bluishmoonblog.wordpress.com. And like I said, talking about how SAFC is trying to take a little step up this year, build off of the foundation they set in the first year under Carlos Hermosa. As far as other coverage, I mean, I don't anticipate doing anything radically different this year. If anyone has any ideas, suggestions, any preferences, things you don't like about my reporting and all that, feel free. Feedback is appreciated. I can't say I'm going to follow it to the letter, but it's worth knowing what people do and don't want. As far as my final thoughts, I will say, particularly going after Matt there, some of the things he was telling us earlier about the meeting they had with SAFC and some of the promises, I guess I would say, that have been made for this year sound fairly exciting. We know over the last couple of years, SAFC and the supporters groups haven't necessarily had the best relationship. There's been a bit of friction, a bit of tension there. So hopefully this is not just lip service. And I will also say, just getting to go do interviews Thursday, having, an actual match to talk about. We got to start somewhere. It's nice to actually be getting back into the swing of things for me, for all of us, for SAFC and the team and the club. Here we go again, 2026. Not the 10th season of SAFC anymore, but 10-year anniversary.
I'll go next, and then Rafa and Royce can finish up. With the wet weather, most, I think, schools have already announced Monday they're going to be closed. I think I saw that the city of SanAntonio or Bexar County non-essential offices will be closed. I'm assuming the city will be following that very shortly. So just be smart. I know Royce did a little bit of preparing if the power goes out. Please make sure your phones are charged. Obviously a little late to go to HEB now because of the
it's closed.
Number one, it's closed. Number two, shelves are empty for that here. But just be smart for these next probably couple of days here. If you got animals, dogs, please bring them in. Protect them. It is extremely cold. Protect your pipes, even if you got to get up every hour or leave the water on inside the house, so that way it continues as and you reduce the ability of your pipes busting. And just as a general thing, can we kind of be nice to each other? I know as a country things are not exactly great, but if each of us can be nice to each other and respect each other, maybe we can start to fix things a little bit here at the community level for that here. Rafa or Royce, whoever wants to go next, and then whoever doesn't gets to close out the show.
Okay. Just final thoughts. Like I said, just looking forward to, like I said, closer to the the home opener on March 7th. Like I said, like Ahmed said about with the STM, with the supporter groups. It's a lot of great things. Like I said, it was a productive meeting. We'll see. It was, like I said, some fun stuff. So those things will be announced pretty soon. And I know they did announce the painting of the inside of the wall. So I think that's coming up.
Paint the tunnel. Paint the tunnel.
Yeah, paint the tunnel on the 12th. And which has kind of been now the new tradition for each season. And just everyone be safe out there. There's no need to be driving out there. Like I said, unless it is an emergency. Like I say, you don't have. Like I said, there's no to stay put. I've already seen too many accidents, especially the one I saw this morning at I-35. Yeah, you're not going to win against ice on the road and so forth. So just be safe out there. And also, if you have a chance, check out the episode. Harry did for Thursday like I said, he missed out on the episode for the Roundtable. Some of the recaps we had, and also this tonight's episode 2 for Inside Texas Hospital. If you didn't get to see that, go check that out there on YouTube or X. And just looking forward to see what else SAFC's got in store for. Hopefully, we'll get some couple of new signings, and we'll take it from there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much. Exciting start to the preseason, and everybody stay safe, stay warm. Just be smart. Don't start fires inside your house. Avoid carbon monoxide poisoning. If push comes to shove, put a bunch of layers on, layer up, and kind of, if we do lose power, get in one room, put blankets and mattresses on the wall, stay up off the floor, and just get under a bunch of blankets and put a bunch of clothes on. This should only last a couple days. So, and if you need help, always call. Feel free to, that would be an emergency. That would be a 911 worthy call if you are cold and in your house and the power goes out and you don't have any means for heat. That's an emergency situation that you can call about. So please be safe. But we are looking forward to SAFC's preseason continuing and getting this 2026 season underway.
I think SanAntonio said that, was it the 311 number is going to be open
24
hours a day?
There you go.
So that way you're not calling 911 for the emergencies, but I think it's 311 for non-emergencies, if memory serves me correct.
That is a city contact number. So yeah, I'm sorry, 311 if you lose power and you don't have any means for heat. So
Sam
and you need
an
supplies.
Update. Good show, boys. Jackass is okay. And I think we're going to end it on that with Jackass.
Just heads up, they just announced City.
City's closed as well.
Yeah, non-essential City is closed. So anything that has to do with an office, they're not there.
Yeah, I don't foresee many things in SanAntonio being open for that here. But please be safe. Like I said here, that's the most important thing. Stay inside. Please bring your pets inside. Nothing worse than seeing a dog outside or a cat outside freezing. For that here, in my opinion. But what's life without goals? We are out.